How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to This and That. I'm your host, Sander, where we're talking about this, that, and everything in between. Today, we're actually talking about a very interesting topic that we've been trying to get into for a hot minute. I was talking to you guys over the past few weeks about different countries that we could go out and invest in, that we could throw our money down on and start up a business or just put our money over there and make us a little bit of change or a lot of bit of change if you do it in the right way. And one of the countries that came about was Dubai. So I appreciate you guys for hanging out and waiting for me. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe. And also, if in the event that you guys got a to-do comment to throw in here, make sure that you hit the link in the comment section that's going in there right now, like the or approve the mic, approve the camera, and then you can come right in and talk to me about it in real time. So as we get started, special shout outs to Liberty Twitcher, Omni81, Red Void from Twitch, and special shout out to those of us who are still watching us from Twitter. And now let's go ahead and dive into today's topic. So I wanted you guys to join me as I take on the obstacle course of starting up a business in Dubai in record time and seeing if somebody can turn out a profit with it. Now, when it comes down to starting up a business in Dubai, you technically don't have to get out there and create one of your own. You can always invest in somebody else's. So we're going to be talking about both of those at the same time today. So let's remember, Dubai is always considered the city of gold, where business and innovation thrives. And if you're an entrepreneur looking to take your business to the next level, Dubai is an attractive option to consider. With its strategic location, business-friendly environment, and tax-free status, it's no wonder why many startups and multinational corporations are flocking to this vibrant city, attracting foreign investors from all over the world. The question is, how can you, as a foreigner, tap into this lucrative market and make a significant profit? When it comes to making money in Dubai, many foreigners face a lot of challenges. One of the biggest hurdles is navigating the legal framework. Different countries have different laws, and understanding the intricacies of Dubai, the ins and outs of Dubai, and their legal system can be a daunting task. Additionally, the competition in Dubai is extremely high, with many established businesses and entrepreneurs vying for a piece of the pie. Another challenge is the language barrier. As Arabic is the official language, it is not well known. Everyone over there can speak English. So the fact is that you as a foreigner going over there to Dubai, where the primary language is going to be Arabic, is equivalent to somebody coming to America where the primary language is going to be English. And not very many people know Arabic in America. Not very many people know English in Dubai. You're just going to have to deal with that. Finally, there's going to be a cultural difference, which can sometimes lead to misunderstandings and miscommunications. Hand gestures, body language, other such things that might be okay in your hometown and home country might actually turn out to be an offensive action to be performed over in Dubai. So you have to be careful with what you do and how you do it. But nevertheless, knowing that starting a business in Dubai can be a daunting task, especially for those who are new to the country, isn't enough to stop new business owners from trying. There are many challenges that entrepreneurs face when considering setting up a business in Dubai, including navigating the complex regulatory landscape, understanding the costs involved, and finding the right business structure. Many entrepreneurs struggle to cut through the red tape and get their business off the ground quickly. Many foreigners also struggle to find the right connections and networks in Dubai. Who do you trust? And who do you rely on? Building relationships take time. And when you're new to the city, it can be tough to know where to start. Furthermore, the cost of living in Dubai can be high, which means you need to have a solid financial foundation to make it work. And let's not forget the visa requirements, which can be complex and time consuming to navigate. In fact, in Dubai, you have to have a large chunk of change coming to Dubai with you in order for you to be able to even get a visa to walk through the seal of the airport. Because if you're broke, they won't even let you in the country. Another major hurdle is the initial investment required to set up a business in Dubai. With high setup costs, including license fees, visa fees, and official space rental, it can be difficult to know where to start and how to allocate your resources effectively. Furthermore, understanding the different types of business licenses and permits required can be overwhelming, and making mistakes can be very costly. Despite these challenges, many foreigners have found ways to overcome them and make a significant profit in Dubai. So, what's the secret? How can you, as a foreigner, succeed in this lucrative market? Well, one of the most popular ways to tap into Dubai's economy is through real estate. It works in every country. Dubai is known for its luxurious properties and prime locations, and with the right investment strategy, you can make a handsome profit. Another sector that is doing incredibly well is e-commerce. With the rise of online shopping, Dubai is becoming a huge hub for entrepreneurs who want to tap into the Middle Eastern market. And then there's tourism, which is a huge industry in Dubai, with millions of visitors flocking to the city every year. Additionally, finding the right business partners and networking with other entrepreneurs and professionals in Dubai can be a very, very good challenge. You want to make sure that you're building relationships with the right people to help take your business to the next level. And this is going to still take a little bit of time and effort. And you lastly want to understand the local market and consumer behavior and competition. And remember that it is crucial that you know your competition to succeed in Dubai. Even though this is something that is difficult to grasp, especially for those who are new to the region, you could look for a more stable investment if you look to consider the food industry. With the growing population and increasing demand for quality food, there's a lot of potential for profit. Alternatively, you could explore the tech industry, which is rapidly growing in Dubai. From startups to established companies, there's many opportunities for foreigners to make a significant profit. And you actually could find a company that has already established something that you actually wanted to do a startup in. And one of the things that is beneficial about that is if they've already created what you wanted to start up, instead of you being a direct competitor to a fully developed company, you actually could just be a primary investor in that company. You go to the board, you get your contract set up where this already established for 1 to 5 years company that's doing pretty good, you can take all of the money you were going to spend in starting up your own business and become a leading investor in that business and let that business do all the work and turn you a profit. So while starting up a business of your own is a phenomenal thing to do, the fact is that the goal of you starting up a business is so that you have money making money for you, so that you establish employees in a good place where the employees are doing the work that needs to be done to provide the product or the service to the customer, so that the customer can pay the company, so that the company can pay you. So not always do you have to create something from the ground up in order for you to make a big buck off of it. You could go to Dubai with a business strategy, a business idea, and you can find a large number of businesses that are doing the same idea that you already wanted to do almost the exact same way. And all it takes is for you to reach out to those companies and then invest in that company instead of trying to start up a competitive branch right next door. Because getting your name out there only goes so far. Getting your money out there would get you a lot farther. Because once you're able to turn those profits in Dubai, you can always take your information from Dubai, the stuff that you learn from the Dubai network, and you can take that over to other countries and start up the business using a larger boatload of profits to start up the same kind of business in a country that doesn't have such steep competition already fully developed. Dubai being a tax-free status, you're not being taxed by the country, meaning that you should be able to turn over even larger profits and compare it to the massive quantities of taxes that's happening from the US government. But you also have to understand that you have to still meet any expectations for whatever governmental fees that has to be paid as a foreigner. So knowing the ins and outs is always good, but to quickly set up a business in Dubai, it's essential to understand the legal requirements, which is why I'm talking about that, and including obtaining the necessary licenses and permits and registering your business and meeting the visa requirements. So you'll need to choose the right business structure, whether it's a mainland company, free zone company, or offshore company, and set up the corporate bank accounts. You'll also need to prepare the necessary documentation, including a business plan, financial projects, and partnership agreements. So the first step to obtain a trade license from the Department of Economic Development, the DED, which involves submitting your business plan, passport copies, and proof of address. You'll also need to register your business with the Chamber of Commerce and Industry, which requires submitting additional documentation, including your business license and certificate of incorporation. And furthermore, you'll need to apply for a visa, which involves submitting biometric data, medical certificates, and proof of health insurance. That's a whole lot. What they talking about, you got to give a DNA sample and everything like that. Once you have your trade license, you can start setting up your business, including renting office space, hiring employees, and opening a corporate bank account. You'll need to comply with the UAE's anti-money laundering and combating the financing of terrorism regulations, as well as value-added tax laws. Look now, it's essential to stay up to date with the latest regulations and laws to avoid any penalties or fines, because that's just going to come out of your profits. Now, to streamline the setup process, it's crucial to partner with the right business setup services provider who can guide you through the entire process from obtaining the necessary licenses to permits to registration or your business. So one of the things that you also could do is get you a business partner that already has a startup business or a business fully established, and then you could have some partnership contracts set up and then work on expansion where you're not actually competing with him, you're working alongside him to reach a larger market area based on his already existing success. These people can help you navigate the complex regulatory landscape and avoid costly mistakes and ensure that your business is set up quickly and efficiently. Another key tip is to focus on building a strong online presence, including the professional websites and social media profiles. This will help you reach a wider audience, build brand awareness, and attract potential consumers. You should also invest in search engine optimization to improve your website's visibility and drive organic traffic. I can tell you right now that search engine optimization is always very effective. The only struggle that you have with search engine optimization is that some people are not very upfront with their methods of search engine optimization. You have to give them access to your website in order for them to show you what they can do. And that demo process could have them tank your whole site. So you got to really be careful with who you're going with. So you really want to do your research on the individuals before you give them back office access to your websites. You also want to make sure that you separate your bank information from the website where it links people to the website. You want to separate them from that so that they can only have access to the metadata that is promoting the website. Additionally, it's essential to have a solid business plan in place, including a detailed financial projection, marketing strategy, and competitive analysis. So you might not get your business startup the first day you touch down in Dubai, because while this will help you stay focused and avoid costly mistakes and make data-driven decisions to drive the growth of your profitability, you are going to have to sit back and you are going to have to flip through page after page after page of what you plan to do before you even get there. Then you're going to have to go there, cross-reference the platform that you have versus the infrastructure that you're going into. You're going to be spending a lot of weeks and months talking to the embassy and some of the other local government entities as to what you're supposed to have and how you're supposed to have it in order for you to get what you want the way you want it. And you may have to fly back to the States before you run out of money, build you up a larger income, and then fly back out there on business and then plant your flag. So you should also consider, like I said before, partnering with a local business and accelerate or incubate your business, which can provide you with access to funding, mentorship, and networking opportunities. And that's actually phenomenal, because I actually earlier wasn't even thinking about the incubator scenario where they're mentoring you to start up your business in Dubai. That's actually a faster way to get in there and get the party going. But let me tell you a story about Sarah, a foreigner who made a significant profit in Dubai. She was marketing expert who saw an opportunity in the e-commerce space. So that's apparently what she was doing. And she started a small business targeting a Middle Eastern market. And within a year, she was making a 6-figure income. So her strategy was simply, she identified a gap in the market, created a product that resonated with the local audience, and built a strong online presence. She was able to overcome the challenges of being a foreigner in Dubai by networking with the right people, understanding the local culture, and being able to be very, very adaptable. Sarah's success story is a testament to the potential for profit in Dubai with the right strategy and mindset and a bit of hard work. So you can achieve incredible results as well. So what's holding you back from getting to Dubai? Probably your passport. Because if you're spending a lot of time trying to get your money together to get a passport to even get to Dubai, I can guarantee you that you don't have enough capital to spend a month in Dubai. Dubai is a city that is ripe for the taking, and if you are willing to put in the effort, you can make a huge profit. So setting up a business in Dubai doesn't have to be daunting, but understanding legal requirements, choosing the right business structure, and partnering with the right business setup service providers, you can quickly and efficiently set up your business and start generating profits. Dubai offers countless opportunities for foreigners to make significant profits, from the real estate to e-commerce, tourism, and more, to the possibilities that can be seemingly endless. And since I've already told you guys how much you can make, save, and flip with real estate in the United States, if you have a reasonable quantity of capital, a real estate business is the easiest thing that you can start up that is not going to battle against you when you're trying to be successful in another country. Because even if you set up a foreign domestic investment platform where you're going to do a buy and hold, or because you have to see local laws, some countries won't allow you to buy and own land even under your LLC or your C corporation. Some will. The ones that won't will require you to have a local that is 60% ownership of the business. 60% ownership of the business means that technically you work for that guy. Because if that guy says no, he outrules you in 60% voters' rights, and 50% plus one person can say no and the whole business can't move. So you have to find somebody who's going to cooperate with you when you're giving them 60% control over what you're trying to do. However, if you're going to be more in investment development, where you're only going to hold the property, develop the property, and then turn it over for a profit, then you're going to be basically doing rehabs. It's going to cost a lot of money to do those rehabs, but there is profits involved with that. Now, if you're doing, like I said before, the buy and holds, the ones that you're going to buy and rent out, I personally believe that's the better way to go because you have residual capital there. If you're going to buy and rent out and you've got this other person who already in Dubai who knows the ropes, and you want to go over there and you want to get up under his wing and, do like a 60-40 split where the guy will not only mentor you, but he'll make a profit off of helping you get your feet on the ground. And then while he's helping you make a profit, you can expand on your business, which will allow you to, at some point, branch out on your own. And setting up the business, as long as you're getting a cut out of it, everybody's got to eat. It doesn't matter if you're getting 80% or 20%. If you're making money, the less money you make, the less work you're doing in the company. And if you're walking away with 20% and everybody else is doing work, you could really just, hey, I see your real estate business. I wanted to do this. Here's a bunch of money. Flip my money doing your real estate deals. Bet. That's it. And you don't even have to put any effort in, but you can go to Dubai on business. Woo, tongue twister. And then, check up with your business partners and making sure that you get your cut off of each business deal that occurs. You got to look at the books to make sure that they're paying you correctly. Remember, it's all about understanding the local market, building the right connections, and being adaptable. If you're willing to put in the work, and Dubai can be a very lucrative city for you. If you're an entrepreneur looking to take your business to the next level, I encourage you to leave the comments below with your thoughts or questions about setting up a business in Dubai. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure that you try to join the membership whenever you can. And on this business video, we're going to have more strategies following up soon about where to go and what to do about touching down in Dubai, and how to get really good entrepreneurial tips. And I got to tell you guys, if you have any thoughts, make sure that you let me know. Thoughts and comments about how to profit in Dubai, make sure that you let me know. I can do some more digging, and I can make sure that I follow up on that so that I can let you guys know where, of course, we could all go in this together. With that being said, I do believe that is all I've got for you for today. So don't forget, like I said before, to subscribe. We're going to get these entrepreneur tips, and you're going to check out tomorrow night's show. Tomorrow night's show, of course. That's going to be a little bit different. Tomorrow night's show, we're going to be talking about stocks. So tomorrow we're going to be going into, I just checked the platform. Tomorrow we're going to be going into stocks, and we're going to be talking about ways for us to invest in some of the top tier stocks in America, as well as if I can find some of the top tier stocks in other countries, where we're talking about blue chip companies that are, or REITs, because real estate investment trusts that can produce quarterly dividends forever. If you invest in those particular corporations, we're going to find some of the best ones, some of the highest paying ones that has the best reputation right now going into 2025. We're going to see what the interest rates are and what the buy-in rates are, as a matter of fact, if I can put all that stuff together by tomorrow's show. And we're going to be able to talk about, where to go to put your money at. So until you decide that you want to start up a business in and of itself, if you just want to be an investor, and guess what? You can start up a business that is investing. Your whole business is investing in other businesses, where your business is making money off of other businesses' success, like BlackRock. And then, then if you're turning reasonable profits, your business can be put into a business trust, and then your business trust can have you as a beneficiary where you can actually be reaping benefits from your business as opposed to being financially responsible for your business. There's a lot of ways that we can make all this stuff spin and work. So I definitely strongly encourage you guys to take a look at what we got coming up for tomorrow. Special shout out to you guys that came over from Twitch and Twitter. And I also want to say I appreciate you guys coming over to give us a random what's up from YouTube. Today's show is going to be enhancingly short. And only reason why is because, I can tell you that we've had a massive turnabout with the customers from Asia. So I've been working round the clock. I'm doing like 18-hour days with the Asian clients. And then when I'm supposed to be taking my mornings off and resting, I have been dealing with some family concerns. So I spent my whole morning that I was supposed to be asleep. I spent my whole morning answering phone calls. So then as soon as I finished getting off the phone, I'm like, oh man, let me take a nap. 30 minutes later, I got back-to-back clients. Asia's got a high demand. And then after I finished with the clients, I had a short break. I said, oh, let me take a short nap before the podcast. That short nap turned into a 2-hour nap. And then I said, let me start the podcast an hour late. And then I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, I can't run the podcast as long as I want to run the podcast because I have to meet the needs of the client before midnight. So I'm like, oh man, this is how business happens. This is how business takes off. And I told you guys before, I said that you will see everything that I talked to you guys about on the podcast. You will see that as I mention it, I start applying it. And then as I start applying it, you start seeing that, I'm still going to be here podcasting. And I'm still going to be podcasting my success. But what you're going to also see is that I'm going to have to take you with me on the business deal. I'm going to have to take you with me. We're probably not going to be doing all of the intimate parts of closing the deal. But you'll definitely see me go over there and start negotiating deals. You'll see me go over there working things out with the individuals that I'm doing business with. You'll definitely see the stuff that I'm working on and the stuff that I'm investing in as I start going over there and investing in it in real time. Because at some point, got to make money for us. So, Brooklyn, what's good, yeah? What's good? So that's one of the things we were talking about some investments in Dubai. So I had to burn through a lot of that knowledge. And I had to burn through a lot of the connections, but I also know that there are some tidbits and some details that I'm going to have to do a follow-up show probably next week to talk about where to plant your roots at out there in Dubai. Got to talk about the residential side of things so that you can go over there and put your luggage down and be able to look at what you're going to do while you're in Dubai so that you can set up your business without spending a lot of money while you're living in Dubai, because it's not something that you're going to go to Dubai on a weekend trip and have your business set up and then fly back to America and be fully established. You're going to have to fly. When you get a business visa, you get a business visa because it takes a few months to a year to get things started. Then you still have to have a large quantity of money to invest in the startup of the business itself. All of that leads you to the potential to have a larger foundation of requirements that you're going to have in order to be fully successful there. Because before you can start hiring employees, you have to vet them. And before you can vet them, you have to have an infrastructure. You have to know what you're hiring them for. With real estate, it's pretty easy. You need somebody that's a real estate agent. You need somebody that's a broker. You need somebody that's able to advertise and find brokers and find agents. You need wholesale individuals. And oh yeah, it's going to definitely be a learning scenario. And the deal is that while we're spinning wheels on trying to make sure that we're getting everything under control, you always got to look at trying to always look for, I tell you guys all the time, look for a mentor, because being a mentor requires that you have been an apprentice at some point, because you've got to learn the ropes from somebody before you can teach the ropes to somebody else. Because what you're learning how to do is to show somebody else how not to make the mistakes that you made. And your success is going to come from you being taught by somebody else how not to make the mistakes that they made. So if you learn from somebody else's mistakes, you learn from your mistakes, and you're teaching somebody else to learn from your mistakes. All of that put together gives you a scenario where the person behind you becomes even more successful. The goal is not for you to be the most successful person in the world. The goal is for you to be the most successful you can be. And then anybody else who can do just as good, if not better, hey, more power to them. But if you know somebody who can do what you do better than you do what you do, instead of hating on them, you want to invest in them. That way they can do what you do for you so that you don't have to do it. Because you have an effort in investments, and you have capital investments where you're either going to put in the work to get the money, or you're going to put in the money to get the money. That's it. You offset how much you're willing to put in physical labor wise with the quantity of capital you're putting into the success. So you can go somewhere, but you also have to understand that you can waste your time starting and trying to do something, and you can also double back, and you can find yourself wasting your money starting up trying to do something. Either way it goes, it's a risk. But if you go to a company that is more successful, that has been around for a longer period of time, that's already doing what you wanted to do better than what you thought possible, instead of trying to hurt yourself starting this up in a way where you could say, yeah, I started up my business in Dubai, you could just invest in somebody who's already mastered the situation and say, yeah, I'm investing in a business in Dubai. It's not going to make you any less prestigious. The only difference is that you don't have to show up for work every day. You've got a contract where they're supposed to give you a certain percentage back on your money. That's the goal. Now it doesn't matter how much or how little they work. They are supposed to give you a certain percentage back on the money that you gave them. So if they're giving you a 10% return on the money they gave you, or a 20% return on the money that they gave you, or the money that you gave them, really, if you give them a stack of, you don't have to watch the business. You don't have to count the books. When you're entitled to 40% of the profits, now you got to watch the books. But if you're entitled to 40% of your investment, you don't have to watch the books. You're just knowing that by this day, I had put that much money into the business. I'm supposed to get this much money. That's it. When this payday, just like Stewie, when he went to go collect from Brian, where are my money? That's it. Long as they pay you on time, that's it. But a lot like with Elon Musk, when he couldn't pay his investors on time, they got to call you up and say, hey, I'm not going to pay you on time, but this is what I'm going to do to make up for it. Either way, that's how you're going to be able to make money for you. He says, sow the D. Yeah. So you always have to make sure that instead of struggling trying to get in there, you could always try to just find somebody that's already in there and work out a good investment portfolio where you make sure you have signed contracts, make sure the contracts have fine print signed on it where you are approving what they're talking about, and that contract does not set you up for failure. Either way, once you invest in them and they're turning over their profits, they're going to turn over profits for you. And now you don't even have to be. So when you're going to Dubai, you can go to Dubai, quote unquote, on business, be there for a long period of time, and live off of the investments from the Dubai platform. And a country made of gold is only going to be a country made of gold because everybody over there is fiscally responsible about their stuff. So if you're fiscally responsible about your stuff, you'll make it there. So you got sow the and now sow the O. Yeah. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and tap out for the day because, like I told you before, I got some contracts that I got to do. We're going to have a lot more longer shows. You know, if you've been following me for the last year, because, the anniversary. So we're 13 months in to the podcast. So the anniversary of the show, we've already crossed over a cusp. The anniversary of the show was last month. So we're 13 months in. So if you've been following us for the last year, or if you've been following us for the last month, you know that we've got some topics that definitely make you say, dang. And we're able to make money for us. And you say, so you send out letterheads. You can send out letterheads. You have, if you have a business established, a business name, your letterhead is going to have your business name on it, the email and phone number to contact, a physical address if you want them to mail you stuff, or a post office box if you want them to mail you stuff and you don't want them to mail it directly to your personal house. And then a direct name of contact would be yourself if you're leading the business as one of the executive directors or chief executive officers or primary directors, or if you are just an operations manager, you can throw that stuff in there so that they know who you are and what they're doing for you. You could just have some real estate agents say, oh, they just put your name on there. Don't put a title because the title limits you. Yeah, you can do that. You can just put the name of the company that you work for on there, and then you can just put your contact information on there so that they can mail you a letter, send you an email, give you a phone call, fax you over some information, and then you can take that information in and just utilize it, because getting new leads requires you to send out documentation with your company name on it. You know that it's another form of advertisement. It costs a little bit more money to do than using a regular envelope. But if you put your company logo on the envelope, when you send the envelope out, people receive that envelope. They know who that envelope is from. After the first time they get it, the second envelope that's like that, they know who that envelope's from. If you've got a custom envelope, a very unique envelope, some people are going to say, it doesn't really do much. If the person is benefiting from you, like, for example, I almost 100% of the time operate off of a gold standard. You get a black and gold envelope with my company's name on it, inviting you to something that's going to make you more successful. The first time you looked into that, you made money. The next time you get that black and gold envelope, you're like, oh, that's him. You're going to drop all the rest of the mail on the floor and open that one envelope, because that envelope means business. It's just like the camel colored envelope from the United States government. You already know that envelope means stimulus check inside. You already know. There are certain types of envelopes that dictates that, this is going to be a good document that you want to look into. The standardized white envelope is just a standardized white envelope. But you get you an 8x11 camel colored envelope, typically usually means that there's money inside. Doesn't have to be, but that's what it symbolized back in the day, because that's the ones that the government used to send you. So just a custom envelope makes a mark. And when you make a mark in certain financial industries, once you start putting down those types of grassroots, you can, remember I told you, instead of just having a birthday party with a bunch of broke folks, you can actually turn your birthday party into a business soiree, and you are inviting a bunch of people to an event at a venue, and that's going to be a tax write-off. You invite a bunch of successful people to this event as a tax write-off, and you can afford to set that up every year. Those people come over, you mingle with all of the guests at your birthday party. You are going to make contacts with all of these people. Then you're going to do business with these people. And then next year, when you have that same soiree again, guess what? They get that envelope. They know what it's like. It's just like getting an invitation from the Oscars. It's just like, back in the day when Hugh Hefner invited you to the Playboy Mansion. There was Playboy bunny ears on the envelope. You just knew where you were going. These are the things that you got to understand, that, you can plant your mark. Emails are a harder way to go. You can put your business information into your emails, but I'm going to be honest with you, people don't check their emails as much these days because we mostly do text messages. If you have a branded logo and you slide into somebody's DMs in their social media platform, if they know who you are, they've heard about your company before, or they've seen your logo somewhere and they wanted to do business with you, then just dropping your company logo into somebody's DM, that might grab their attention. But on an email, it's going to be harder to get people's attention on their emails because there's so much spam mail. And I gotta get you to understand that spam mail is going to be people throwing mail in your general direction, in your email, trying to bait you into buying something that you wasn't originally interested in. It's considered a cold call. They were not interested in your service. They weren't looking for your service. And then they offer you a service and you're not readily interested in their service beforehand. So now you have to look at it and say, oh, I might could benefit from that, and then contact them. And then when you contact them, then they're going to try to sell you on it and try to convince you to put money down on it right now. And you weren't really committed to even doing business with them in the first place. You just really wanted to see who they were and why the heck they were calling you. So emails they're not the worst thing in the world. It's still an effective way to do business. It's just not a way that you're going to be reaching out to a company. And then also, same thing, calls. Anybody with a secretary, anybody with the answering service, they're going to be redirecting phone calls. So if you call there with a solicitation, they're less likely to set up a situation where you can talk to the business owner and convince the business owner to buy something. So you have to be convincing, and you have to find a way to reach the owner. What's the owner's interest? That's the way to make yourself money. That's the way to make yourself more successful. So it's a doable process. It really is. But while you're trying to make that a doable process, you have to get your foot in the ground and you have to make your mark. So if you can develop yourself in a smaller country like, Romania or Brazil or Japan or the Philippines or even the United States, and then you're flying over with your already established brand where you're now just going to fill out the paperwork to have your brand set up in that country. If you've done good business and come across somebody that has done business with the people over there in Dubai, you'll be able to go over there, and as soon as you plant your flag, they know exactly who you are. Because I can tell you right now, if you were working with Elon Musk, as soon as you get off the plane with Tesla logo all over your equipment, they're going to know exactly who you are. You know what I'm saying? Because you planted the flag and you made it a worldwide situation. And if you're doing profitable business in one country and you bring that profitable business to another country, that other country is going to say, oh, wait, this person is a successful business person. I want to do business with that person. And that's how you make things a little bit easier for you. Because I told somebody about this late last week. I told somebody about this. I said, when you're doing it right with business, people come to you. You don't go to them. You are going to go to some people that you desire to do business with, but people will come to you more than you go to them for a business deal. Once you've reached that level, you are going to weed through all of the propositions, and you are going to be that person that like ghosts people because it's a bad deal. But the fact is that you're going to be looking at only the deals that make you money. When you're starting up, you're looking for services to get you known so that you can get enough recognition to get you money. But when you are in a successful platform, you are now just accepting offers that are going to make them money if they make you money. So that's one of the things that I wanted to say, is to make sure that, the if it doesn't make money for you, it doesn't make sense. If it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. P. Diddy said that a long time ago. You got to think about the fact that whatever the cost of the service, you got to be making 20% profit off of most of the time. I understand that in real estate, you can probably walk away with like 10, 15% some of the times. But you're not walking away with less than $10,000 off of any given deal, and you're not walking away with less than $20,000 off of most deals if you're doing it right. Regardless of how much the property costs, and regardless of how much the property was sold for, you're not walking away with less than $10,000 or $20,000 a deal. But that also means that in order for you to make $150,000 or $200,000, that if you're trying to get $200,000 a year, you're gonna have to do 10 deals. Well, 100 deals, right? Because, well, no, 10 deals, because $20,000 a deal, 10 deals is $200,000. So 10 deals a year, and 10 deals a year, crunching those numbers, 10 deals a year, that means that you're basically selling a house every month, which means you're basically buying a house every month, and you're marketing a house every month. And you got like 2 months out of the year that you're trying to find a way to bring more houses in. And that's if you're getting 20 bands. But if you're not getting 20 bands, if you get 10 bands and you're trying to get 200,000, that means you got to do 20 houses, which means you're doing 2 houses a month. Just saying. So again, that's all I got for you as far as we're going to be making money, make money for us. I wanted to run you guys through some Dubai information. I am going to be doing a follow-up on Dubai because I kind of gave you guys the cliff notes on today's show. I had to cut it short because I got to complete a couple projects. I got a lot of clients. I got clients until it's almost 11 o'clock Central Time right now, buddy. And I can tell you that I've got clients riding until 8 a.m. So for the next 13 hours, I'm going to be pushing papers in Asia. And they're not even my only client. I've got some in Portugal. I got some in Taiwan. I got some in Thailand. I've got some in Zimbabwe. I got some in Canada. And it's just I'm pushing clients all over the place. So while I'm pushing clients all over the place, I got to make sure that I stay on top of the clientele because the clientele pays for the podcast until the podcast pays me. So we have some back office services that we cover as well. And that's why we encourage you guys to throw something down on the membership, throw something down in the comment section, throw something down, throw us a gift every now and again if you appreciate the knowledge that we're bestowing upon you. And as you learn, you will grow. And as you grow, hopefully you're growing with me. So while I'm becoming a multimillionaire, hopefully you're becoming a multimillionaire right alongside me. And if you're not, we need to be talking to one another in the community tabs and in the membership platform and figuring out why am I the only person making money between the two of us? Because just making enough money to pay the bills is not a good life to live. You got to make enough money to retire. You got to make enough money to stop. I'm not talking about just making enough money so that you can waste it on a vacation. I'm talking about making enough money so that you can live without having to work anymore. That's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to do. And if you haven't already found you a partner that's going to back you up on that, you might be able to find you a partner along the way that can back you up on that as long as you stand on those non-negotiable expectations for behavior. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and put a pin in tonight's show so that I can go ahead and handle some of these contracts because, like I said before, the show must go on, but got to make money. Got to make money everywhere. Make money off the podcast, make money off of everything else that we do, and make money off of all of the other business investment strategies. I was actually sitting over here thinking about, before I walk out, I was actually sitting over here thinking about how I can invest in a real estate deal. Then I can invest in a loan and then invest that loan into a REIT and then take the profits from the REIT to pay for the mortgage on a real estate deal and then use that as a tax write-off where the profits from the REIT is written off from the mortgage being paid, and the mortgage being paid writes off on the taxes owed on the property where I wouldn't have to pay money on the property, which means I'll get back the money on the property taxes. I'm sitting over here thinking, wait, hold on. I could spin this in a way where I can benefit off of. Didn't I tell you I did a show about how you can profit off of borrowing money? I'm going to put it to the test. But then I'll be able to, I can come back and talk to you guys about it and be like, look, it does work. It does work. And as long as we're doing it correctly, we got to maintain everything inside of the guidelines and the laws, because as I read to you earlier, we don't want to be in a situation where we're experiencing laundering scenarios. So as we iron these things out, I just tell you guys, hey, follow us and we'll make sure that you as we're heading to the top, you head to the top with us. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. So ladies, as long as the situation doesn't make sense, I'm going to keep asking y'all to make it make sense. So ladies, please make it make sense. Remember, we're live 9 Eastern, 8 Central, 5 Pacific more often than not. We try to give you close to an hour-long show. I did hit the 50-minute mark, so I'm almost there, but I don't have the extra 10 minutes to give you tonight, but I am going to try my best to make it up for you tomorrow night. We do have the discussion. Tomorrow's Wednesday. We have the discussion on Thursday about how Obama's wife contributed to getting Barack where he is in his levels of success. So we're going to be doing some digging on that as well. We've got a few other topics that we're going to be doing throughout the week. And make sure that you tag in on that members only show on Sunday. And I'm probably going to be trying to talk about who and what fintech is sometime next week. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it on Monday or Wednesday or Tuesday, but one of those 3 days, we're going to be trying to figure out who fintech is as we dive back into some of our relationship topics that we have segued away from over the past month and a half. So just make sure that you follow along, like and subscribe, learn what you can learn, and then ask questions. And if I can't just give you a short answer, I'll give you a long show that gives you a long answer, one way or another. So fellas, I really appreciate you guys coming to the show. One more time, special shout out to Red Void, Omni81, Liberty Twitcher. I'm your host, Xander, for This and That, where we talk about this, that, and everything in between. I'll see you guys tomorrow night.